How many of y'all just watched that fucking movie? How many of y'all just watched that fucking movie? How much did you enjoy that shit? Can I get a hail Satan?
The dicks look like dicks.
For the dicks, there are multiple kinds. There's like show dicks, which were just dildos, straight dildos.
Dog cocks.
And yes, no cocks. And the ones that sprayed semen had like a tube just drilled through like a dildo, and they were made of silicone. The ones that exploded were just paper mache because we didn't have nice explosives, so we had to use like cheap.
So exploding heads as well, paper mache?
No, in science team the heads that exploded were made out of like expandable foam and stuff. And then they were filled with condoms filled with blood, and they were shot with a shotgun. Basically tried to do
You used a real shotgun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were trying to do the scanners method. That's what we were doing.
In the scenes where Chip is breaking furniture, especially the ones where he's smashing shit that's out of shot. Did you guys have like a mattress under there where you could really swing that baseball bat off of it? Or he was just wilding out.
He was just breaking shit. Yeah, it was all real.
During the first showing of the movie, my mom leaned over to me because I brought her to the movie, and she was like, "Hey, this is really intense." I was like, "Yeah, you see that laptop there?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's your laptop." She was really upset.
The scene where the alien is like mind-fucking all the people that are rushing into the room, and the guys are vomiting. Did you give them Epicac, or was that special effects?
That was, I think, 4 PBRs and a lot of red food coloring.
Okay. So,
Very real vomit.
so it was real, okay. It looked very real.
First of all, about the FX questions, was it all stuff that you did, or did you do anything with like motion, After Effects, anything in post-production as far as?
Yeah, most of the post-production stuff is not, you don't really know is occurring, like there's like scenes where there's like a dead body in the room, and it's breathing, normally it's just, breathing, so yeah, and no one thought about it when we were shooting it, so like the breathing was removed and things like that. The like flashing lights, that stuff is all in After Effects, but like all the violence in science team is most of it's practical effects, I think.
Yeah, all of the gore is strictly practical. There was no added.
Specifically about screenwriting, how many drafts did you do, and when you were filming it, were there a lot of rewrites, especially organically with your actors and so on and so forth?
Yeah, they were like a couple drafts. Like the first draft, the whole movie took place in the woods, and then it all moved into a house. And that's like the biggest difference, is like location. And then there's a couple scenes that specifically that were improvised by the actors. One of the things we did a lot in the movie is it just became the crazy take. Like, so most of Vito's stuff, who played Chip, was just the crazy take. So like when he was just freaking out, it was just the takes where we're just like, do whatever you want. And I think the best example is for the cop scene where the cop is ranting about Jeff Dunham and rape. It's like there was some of that was scripted, but then that was his crazy take where he just did what he wanted to do, and so it kept going on for like a minute or two, and
it was awesome. That was one of my favorite parts.
It's like the perfect mix of what was written, and like he added Jeff Dunham because I normally don't write like pop culture references, but it was just too good to not put in there.
Oh, because fuck Jack Jones. So the opening scene, the intro scene, It seems a lot like an intro scene, like from a video you would see from a certain Scientology, if you will. What cults did you reference to do that opening scene? It was beautiful.
I mean, I was like really into like Illuminati, like all the Illuminati kind of like, just a bunch of conspiracy theory, not so much what is real. So there was definitely a little bit of that. I went to do like an infomercial and Indiegogo video at the same time. So like a commercial video mixed with all of those things.
Awesome.
What about the score? Who did the score? Like the synth, the very like synthy stuff. What was that? Like,
That was mine. I think it was mostly mine.
like you did that yourself?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then,
same for the tape, like the.
yeah, it'll definitely come out. And then there's one song we used, which was from 1912 or something. It's called Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You know the tape opening as well, like with
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
You did that? Fuck yeah.
The one individual who made it up spot on. Are you doing that with one camera? Is that what you could do? Are there multiple cameras that you can shoot with? Where you shoot with just one camera? I know a lot of major motion pictures, they'll have several, especially if the scene's going on. Was there just one going on there? If not, with the cop, the cop scene where he's doing that, are you shooting with just one camera? Do you have multiple?
Or the punching scene too.
For
They punch each other back.
99% of the movie, it was one camera. The only part of the movie where there were two cameras was the fight scene.
Was that a budget thing or just a choice thing or both?
It was budgetary, but it was mainly just a choice. Like the DP wanted to shoot mainly long takes, and he wanted to shoot wide. So it's basically the classical Hollywood style. We didn't do a lot of coverage the entire movie, so there wasn't a lot of like, when we were shooting scenes, it wasn't like wide coverage, close-up. Like it was just like mainly just wide. It was a choice because it was basically based off the intro sequence. We shot that way, and the reason we shot that way is one, you get the performances in like a full take, and it's not like a bunch of cutting, but the performances like edited together, and then. Because I think that it's important that you have like a performance that actually happens on screen, and there's also like a detached element to that where the camera's just sort of filming it and it's sort of happening, and it's not edit. Because like nowadays, like especially television, it's obvious to me when something's shot with multicam and they just edit it together. It's just. And it's fine. Like for the fight sequence, it is really important because they're like touching each other, and as far as like editing it together, it'd be really hard to not do that.
That was the point when you added another camera?
Yeah. That was the only scene, and it was like we shot it in Red Scarlet, and then the B cam was Black Magic camera.
On editing, do you have to find a separate editor who can work with Red?
I was just like, well, forget Final Cut. That's not. A lot of people don't use that anymore for those reasons. So, yeah, no, I've edited the things that I've done, so it was easy to do. But it was hard because my computer's old, and the whole thing was shot in 4K. So, which is like twice as big as what this was. But my computer's from like 2009, so with Premiere was able to actually edit on a fairly crappy computer, relatively speaking.
The screensaver moment. Was it winning?
No. It was After Effects.
After Effects.
Yes.
Did you have specific choreography or choreographers for the fight?
It was basically the two actors which is Vito Chico, who played Chip. He's a professional wrestling enthusiast. Likes WWE quite a bit, just wrestling in general.
Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Actually, a lot of people who worked on the movie, the art director, big fan. Like, we were shooting the movie actually in Richmond. Raw happened, and we all went and saw Raw. But
Monday night
I got
Raw.
wasted and I fell asleep during the table match. It was in the middle of the production. No, it was wonderful. It was great, but
For one thing, the chokehold, and then he does like the arm bar, you know, when he flips him, when he judo flips him over and it goes into arm bar. That should look better than most like big budget feature films where it's like that's not real, like that doesn't even work, and that actually.
I mean, in the script there was no fight scene. It was just Vito and Rich who played Joey. They just got together to rehearse the scene, and they were just like, well, let's go ahead and choreograph this shit. And they just choreographed a fight scene, and Richard Spencer is like a personal trainer, so he works out. Vito, of course, works out, so they were just ready to do it. So we really had nothing to do. I didn't have anything to do with the fight scene. They just did it themselves.
They were enthusiastic.
We just filmed it. Yeah, that's why we got a second camera, just so we could just film it as they had choreographed it. And there was a, well, I won't say there was a mat, but there may have been a mat involved. That's why no one died.
What was the biggest thing you learned from making the tank that influenced science teams?
For the tape, there was no crew, and there wasn't a lot of planning. It was basically, the crew was basically 3 people at any given time, so there was science team, and it was actually like a large crew with a lot of people who, then there was like a plan of what we were doing, and it all happened in a much shorter period of time, relatively speaking. So, just learned how to do things bigger and faster. And I learned a lot working on a Trump movie in between, so.
What made you want to start making movies?
It's like shitty Hollywood movies, I was like, I can do this.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
What I really want to know is, do you guys hail Satan?
Of course, always.
It's on our dome!
Always.
When you wrote a screenplay, how and where does the step go? Where we made the screenplay. Where do we go from here? How do we get this produced?
You write something, and then more than one person thinks that it's a good idea, and then it happens. Well, sucking dick is essential in this business. Figuratively and metaphorically. Figuratively, yes.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Then it can't be stopped. So the key is to get other people behind it, because like I am extremely like critical, and I will destroy any idea that I have. So like the key is if enough people are like saying that we have to do this, that any one person can't stop it. That's the key, I think.
A big way to produce a movie is to do, like, find a bunch of locations you can get for free and get a lot of actors that won't work for shit other than like some celery and ranch, and then like you're good to go.
I will say actors were paid. There were actors paid on this movie.
Yeah.
That opening scene was awesome to me. I'm sorry, it reminded me of every religious propaganda movie I've seen, and it had a nice like twist of I guess employee kind of an employee training video like you would see at I don't know, any fast food joint you work at. Like get excited about this, and you can work your way up. It was really cool, and I think you said that was one of the scenes that your actors kind of improv on. Like, do you know they were into that? Like that was inspired by some sort of bullshit job?
Well, it was just Richard Spencer. I think is the key part of the opening segment, and he just has like this tone to the way he says words.
It was awesome.
That like it's like he will make it work. Like he has this weird way of saying what a normal person would say normally. He says just a little bit off, and it's ultimately why he became that character.
That was great.
Yeah, but he's just so perfect for that because it's like he's almost out of a different decade or something. As like a lead actor, he's like from the 50s. That's sort of why I like him as an actor so much.
Where the hell did you get all that awesome fucking early 90s furniture? Thrift stores? Where did you get it? Where'd you get it?
There were some antique stores. There were called
A lot of donations.
actually in the house itself.
It was already there.
Yeah. Just all
The electronics are just
the electronic stuff was totally.
We had a lot of donations for it though too.
Yeah.
When he went into that room at the beginning, and there was the TV with the VHS set, I totally fucking believed that. I had the same shit when I was a kid, and I was like, that looks like it belongs in that room. I think you guys really lucked out on like the whole aesthetic of that apartment building. It was perfect.
What percentage of the special effects budget was spent on creating the alien? And second part of my question, what influenced the design of the alien? Possibly the movie Alien or other movies?
Yeah, it was probably half of the special effects. It was half the art department. So the art department had its own budget, and then the alien had like the same amount. So the alien was a big chunk, and it was created by it was sculpted by Jason Koch, who he has done special effects on like VHS 2. He worked on Return to Nichols High. He did awesome movie. He's done a bunch of stuff. And the company is Aftermath Effects Studio. It's based out of Baltimore. And basically, the design though that was used for the alien was done by my brother, and it was like this crayon drawing of just like this giant vagina in a bed. And we have like all these like
All the vaginas.
yeah, like graphic artists do like complex drawings, and the one that we used was just a cartoon. But like Jason did his own design of it. But yeah, the big thing was like there's a giant vagina. I guess Geiger.
Oh, the flower.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Just put it there.
Rest in peace.
And yeah.
Let's do shots. Can we do our shots right now?
Will you take a shot with me?
Yes.
Thank you once again. We had a great time.
Cheers to
Thank you.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Of course. Hail Satan, yes.
Ginger's always healthy.
What do you got? Let me get one.
Oh my God.
No, man, I don't want that. I don't want Rick.
I mean, this doesn't happen all the time. I'm not going to say this is a typical movie.